Good evening, everyone. Today is March 18, 2019, and I call the Park and Recreation Advisory Committee meeting to order. We do have a quorum, and we need to approve the minutes for the last meeting.
I approve the minutes of the last meeting that is written.
I have a motion.
Do we have a copy of them?
They were sent out.
They were sent out.
I got made a copy of mine.
We sent emails to everybody.
Okay.
I didn't get any.
I didn't see them, but that could be me.
Well, we brought some just in case.
Oh, good.
Did you get
So we have a motion
Well, I
and a
certainly
second.
already got a motion and second. I was gonna ask if you could defer it to the end so we could look at them, but that's okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And I say aye.
I'm good. I received. Thank you.
So we're going to move on to old business. I'm going to turn it over to either AC or Felicia, whoever wants to talk about this.
Well, since it's a multicultural festival, Felicia and Ann have kind of been working on this, so I'll let her take the lead on this one if she wants to.
The Multicultural Festival was a brainchild that came out of the OTF result survey. You guys were aware of that. So far, we have had low interest for the vendors. Definitely been reaching out to as many as possible, going on-site, visiting them. Kathy's had a huge hand in helping me reach out to them as well. But at this point, it does appear that we will not have enough to do a successful anything, really. I don't have the interest or the commitment from the people or from the vendors that we were hoping for. So,
What do you think the reason is?
I've had numerous ones. Number one, it's an inaugural thing. They haven't done it before. They don't know about it, and that's because we haven't done anything like this. Trying to pull something new together like this within a 2-month time frame is definitely doable, but I think having maybe more community support on it, or just talking about it a little bit longer, letting these business owners know that we will be there to support them. And, it takes a lot for them to find somebody to come, for them to prepare dishes, for them to put a lot of effort into it, and then us have a low turnout, which I think that they fear that might happen. I did let them know that this was something that our community wanted to see, so I was hoping that, that would entice them a little bit more to be able to say, oh, okay, but I couldn't, the interest isn't there. I mean, I had one yes, and then the rest were all, oh, I'd like to do it, but I don't know if I can, or, talk to me about it next week. So I'd follow back up continuously, but it doesn't appear at this point that I would have enough interest.
It may not be a bad idea to try to integrate it in with Old Timers Festival and get them going that way, and then maybe they'll pull off of that and do something separate. But encourage a lot of the multicultural vendors to show up for that, and then say, hey, would y'all be interested in doing this on your own, away from an Old Timers Festival type situation, and maybe that'll generate a little more interest. So.
I just, we were definitely trying to pull something together where it's almost like a, taste of around the world, or let's see different, crafts and just heritage pieces and things like that. But it's not, unfortunately, it's not producing the vendors that we need to have a successful event.
Do you think maybe it's because most of these places are open on Saturday and Sundays? They don't want to leave their business,
I mean, it could be.
That's probably one of the factors involved.
Yeah, these are small business owners, so they have 3 to 4 employees that work there. It's mostly families, a lot of relatives that come and do that. So, like I said, finding somebody to pull off to be able to work an event, which, regardless of a time frame, these businesses are open during peak hours, which we would want to do a festival during those same hours.
All right.
So.
I don't mind telling you, I was not expecting this. I'm a little disappointed.
I am too.
I am as well.
'Cause I was anything we can do in the city to try and bring the city together as a whole, because goodness knows right now it's split, but I thought this would at least be a small stepping stone towards it. And I wasn't expecting you to say this, so I'm
Well, and we've been up here for a while doing this, and I tell you, one of the biggest hurdles we have as a parks department is the diversity. it's hard to do something to pull everybody into the same event unless it's like an Old Timers Festival or a Trail of Treats. People will come for that stuff, but to branch off and try other things, I mean, it's a formula to it, but we hadn't figured it out yet, so.
Well, have you tried looking and researching what other communities are doing?
That's what I was going to say.
There's a lot of different events throughout the state that I would first look at and see what you can do. And I can tell you from being a previous long-term restaurant general manager, and I did catering, and I did large events at Centennial Park, I did Titans Radio, I did a lot of big events, that yes, it is a big commitment. So what you need to look at to get people committed to want to come to that is you need to have a vision for the event and have things there to attract them. And I think the food and all that other will follow. They'll go where the people are at, but what can you do? What can you bring? Music brings people together, arts and crafts from their culture, different things like that, and maybe we need to just take a look at that. I didn't think 2 months was going to be very difficult to put something like that together, but I think it's a good idea because we are such a diverse community and growing community, and I would really like to see something like that. Because
What I'd like to do, if possible, is maybe rebrand the event into, or not rebrand, but not necessarily say we're canceling, but we're postponing to give, another 2 months, another 3 months to let it build up and continuously talk about it, give us more of an opportunity to get more people involved and committed. Because I would really like to see it happen, but just maybe getting the word out there a little bit more.
And what about also, there are so many different food truck vendors that are available. They might not be local, but that might be another idea to get some ideas.
Well, yeah, but having a small business compete against a food truck, we were wanting to celebrate, the Laverne diversity and the business owners here. That's kind of what we were going for.
Well, and we
With
may
the
have to
time
go
frame?
outside of the bubble.
Right, if they don't
Yeah.
want to be vested. And
Yeah, well, with the time frame also, it's,
Right.
if I could reach more people, I would have more of an opportunity to reach more people here in Laverne as well.
So when you did that with your restaurant, was it the very first time, or had it already been established?
Geez,
you
way back.
Well, the reason I'm asking is like what AC said, that that first initial thing, and make them believe in the city and what we're trying to do for them and stuff. But also, it's a good point that they don't have a lot of people on Saturdays. But if you plan on trying to incorporate it with Old Timers Festival, then maybe, yeah. I'm just,
You'll have better luck there because people know, vendors and everybody knows that a lot of people come to Old Timers
have
Festival.
y'all tried anything like that, Kathy, down in?
Well, my question was, we started the Parade of Lights initially that was the first time we ever did it. We did have a lot of support from the town, the employees of the town, library and fire and police and everyone when we started that. And when we planned it that first year, I think it was pretty successful. I don't know if you remember, we had a lot of floats, and but we took months and months to market it. I guess my question is, what is your vision for this event? Is it just to bring food vendors and
No.
like a taste thing, or are you wanting to do dances? What is it exactly that you all hope to have?
Just celebrating the different cultures, honestly. However they chose to celebrate it, whether it be food, it's easier to talk to the restaurant owners to start out with a food conversation and then to work into, the different culture types that each one of them has. Two that I can think of right offhand do have huge, dance ceremonial things that they do. One is a lot of art. So, I've talked to them about it, and just being able to bring all that together, that's what I'd like to see. So just a celebration of culture, of the different cultures. So
Not just the food, but everything
Yes.
that goes along with that culture as well.
Is there any way we can incorporate that in our Channel 3 news thing on the TV to get it going?
Yeah, it's on Facebook, right?
yes.
Yeah. It's on Channel 3 right now, Jerry says, and we put it on Facebook as well, so.
It really does take a whole lot of
Yeah.
legwork, and I think it's gonna take more than just a couple of months.
So
to-
basically, what you're saying, all of you just saying is, we were more excited in the beginning.
Oh, yeah, I'm still
Then-
excited about it, even though it's not happening
Yeah,
the
but
way we want it
we
to.
need to be realistic and shoot for October.
Yeah,
And
probably so, yeah.
stay on top of it. That makes sense.
And it'll happen. I mean, we'll get it there. It's just a matter of getting everybody, all the vendors excited about it and, proud of what they do and their culture and everything and bringing it out and setting it up in a situation that's going to benefit them.
You know, you've got the ball league starting now. I think maybe one way that you could start building it is to go around talking to the different parents, and if you get them to buy in and say, this is what we want to do, do you know anyone?
Right.
Start talking it up like that. Word of mouth is always the best
It's always-
marketing
Well, I'm
tool.
definitely gonna get the information changed on there for the date tentatively to maybe fall in September, late September. And then I know a few of us are gonna be on the baseball team, so if y'all definitely wanna talk that up, and, I'll get some literature within the next week or so, updated literature, and that way we can start there. That would be extremely helpful, because like I said, I do wanna have it successful, and I would love to, have y'all's help in that.
Well, and you've got others, and I'm remembering back to the parades where you've got the Hispanic community that does all the horses. I think that'd be a really good resource.
Oh, yeah.
You've got the Native American event at Long Hunter, and I think that'd be something really good to go to and start talking to some of the people set up there. And there's all kinds of events, and I mean, even when we did Old Timers and really expanded it, I didn't like it, but I would go to other fairs and festivals in the area, carry my business card with me, collect theirs, give them mine, and just really, there was a lot of legwork. Just to find those contacts. It's a tough job.
Yeah.
I think it'll be successful.
Yeah, I think what we'll do is just push it out, get the word out a little bit more, and continuously talk about it, because I definitely think it's a great thought, and I know we were all excited about it, so I do want to definitely get it up and going.
Yeah, and we also have a very popular radio and media. She's a Hispanic reporter, and she's very well known. That lives right here in Laverne. I mean, bringing people in like that, and she's got all kinds of ins and outs and within the community. And I know I feel that pretty certain that she would want to be involved, because she's been involved in some other pretty big things in the community. So I'd be happy to reach out to her.
That would be great. Thank you.
All right. Anybody got any more questions, comments, concerns?
Maybe we can do a little talk on when you have the softball and baseball, when they start their games.
You're talking upstairs. Most of the announcers ain't got a big mouth like me, Mr. Bob.
Well, let them announce it.
I can probably do it at football.
Well, it's kind of off the subject, but years ago, when we did have the open day ceremony for softball and baseball, we would like to have all the members up there at that time, and you announce our names so that people in the community that will be up there, they will see us. I'll wave my hand. They might remember me during the course of the
Are you
the
talking about
games.
the opening day, how they
Yeah.
introduced Parks and Rec?
Yeah, we used to do that. I don't know now. I don't know why it got away from it. AC probably might know
We've
why.
gone back and forth. We've had a couple of opening day ceremonies back when the city was actually running it, but I'm not sure if the Strikers have anything set for that right now, but we can certainly find out.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
well,
it's a good idea to get it started with it. I'm up at the ballpark all the time, and people that know me and have seen me talk to me anyway.
so maybe
there's
you can
more-
ask them, Felicia, and
Yeah, of course.
we can
Yeah.
Of course.
and remind us. Now, when I announce you, am I going to say Mr. Bob or am I going to say Robert?
It don't matter. A lot of people know me by Bob.
I know. I just know you by Mr. Bob.
Yeah, Mr. Bob is correct, everybody.
All right, AC.
So
Let's.
we'll be out on the field to do that, and everybody will see us. And then
I'm-
during the course of
Yeah,
the-
I agree. We used to do it, so we'll let Felicia talk with the Strikers and see. And hopefully, we'll have
And all of you try to make it up. I mean, that's a fun day.
Well, we're gonna talk about some of that here in a little while too. So, anyway,
Said it was kind of off subject, but
it's all right. Moving on, AC.
Well, this is just, the next one is farmer's market. This is just informational stuff. Y'all have probably already heard, I think we've even touched on it, that we're gonna move the farmer's market down next to the senior center. I think it's gonna be a lot better down there. The seniors really seem to love the idea too, so. But we'll use that walking trail that's around back behind the senior center, and we'll let the vendors set up around there. And there's more parking there too. It's not right on the road where it's dangerous sometimes, you know, when people are trying to turn off and get out at the same time. So I think all in all, it'll be better, and we're gonna do a lot of signage for that as well. So everybody knows.
Yeah, I think that it's established itself very well now to where people will actually drive that extra little bit to get it, so they ain't got to make that left-hand turn out of
Right.
City Hall here. So,
you gonna have it on our sign here at City?
Oh, yeah, yeah. It'll be there, and I believe you and Ann are working on posters and stuff for that too, right? Or,
They are actually, the posters she's working on, I know she's got signs that are planning to go up in key locations, one being City Hall, one being in front of the senior center, at the
Roundabout.
roundabout.
because you know
So
there's
directing
going to
it-
be a lot of questions. What happened to farmers
You know,
market?
you might even consider investing that 800 or whatever it costs to put a fixed billboard up there for a month, like right as it's opening. Right out there, because
For the farmer's market?
yeah.
Yeah, there's already plans to put a permanent, well, it will have a sign that will leave up during the entire duration of the farmer's market, showing where it's moved to.
Does the city own one of those signs?
not one of those big ones.
They
One
don't
of
own
the flashing ones?
Billboard like Lamar advertising.
Public Works have?
No, not that one.
Oh,
like one
yeah,
of those.
Public Works has one that you can pull and set up on the side. Public Works does have one.
That's what I'm talking
They
about.
do
One
that
of them.
for old timers and the 5K race and
Yes.
stuff, yeah,
Yeah, that's a good idea.
yeah. We could do that to get it started. That's not a bad idea.
Yeah, I
Get with
think
Darwin.
it'd take a week or so to get it, you know. All right, any more questions on farmer's market?
I have had a lot of people ask me in the past about farmer's market ever being moved to Saturday when more people can get there. Do you think we're big enough to do that yet, or?
Unfortunately, all the vendors already have commitments on Saturdays. Most of the vendors that are staples in our market are in our market because Tuesday was the most available day for them. They have, different fairs and festivals that they've already committed to throughout the time frame. So that is what Ann has told me when she surveyed them about moving it to a, more populated day, if you would. But she had very little to no interest in the people being able to move, or the people just could not do it. They were already committed.
They go to bigger venues.
Correct.
Yeah, I like the idea, though. I think it'd really do well. If you could pull enough of them over to just get the ball rolling, it would probably be really good. So I like Saturdays as an option.
All right, any more questions about that? So we will move on. This one I'll kind of take by the horns a little bit, AC.
All right,
The community garden was brought up a couple meetings ago, which we all thought was just an awesome idea. We had brought it up at the Senior Citizens Committee meeting, and because we were thinking not only of the community, but also to give the seniors somewhere to go and do things, which one of the ladies who's on the board of the senior committee said that she would be more than happy to donate land and stuff where the seniors could come up there. But I still took it to Bruce and them to try and get it. And apparently there was such a negativity from the previous one that was tried, plus the liability, that I couldn't get no leadway with it at all. So then we kind of started talking about if we could get somebody to donate some land to where the community would go. Again, this is one of those things that I feel like would bring our community together. But every angle that I went at as far as an alderman goes, and every angle that AC went out as far as a department head go, was shot down inside of City Hall. So that's pretty much where that went. I read some negative comments about some things, which, you know, I don't pay too much attention to that stuff, but that's basically what happened. So as far as any kind of city involvement, it's just not possible. I mean, I don't know what else there is to talk about or mention, but
Well, we'll have to come up with, what Miss Isabella Williams did was just over the top. What she had, she doesn't want to make it open to the whole community, but she did open it to the seniors. And I talked her into starting to come, she's going to be at all the farmers markets with her produce. And she lives not even a half mile from where,
Yeah.
you know, the senior center is.
I do have a question. When we talk about liability within a city, what makes the difference between the liability with a senior center versus Parks and Recreation? I
I
just
got
don't
this.
understand that.
All right.
And that is a valid
I
question.
got this.
How
That's-
do we not?
same question I asked. I was been up there fighting. So Isabella Williams has got $1 million liability insurance on her property.
That's the difference. Because if something happens on her property, it's covered.
And it's really no difference than the parades that they sign waivers to, but
So, there we go.
there's just a lot of different things that I think about when,
So I went
Isn't there a federal law that says specifically that community gardens don't have the same liability issues as like private
So I
gardens?
sent the things that you and I talked about through our text messaging. Dead end. I mean, I went every avenue I could go with all the information that I had, especially from you. So,
well, we appreciate you doing that,
Yes, we
Steve.
do. Good job.
We appreciate that.
I mean, and AC went there too, so
Why did
And
they
AC.
do it down at the senior citizen building?
didn't ask. Oh, you talking about now or back?
Yeah, back
you-
in then, they-
Oh, because it's private land owned by the citizen, and she has got $1 million worth of liability.
You're
Oh.
asking why it was allowed back then, but not now.
Yeah, why-
Back then,
Yeah.
I don't know.
We just voted on it to have it done, to be able to do it, and we went ahead and did it.
we didn't
No,
have
it was sponsored, it was, I went back and I found the original letter because I was involved in that group. It was a city-sponsored event, Parks and Recreation, because I have in my email the original letter that was sent out from Robin Grubb.
Yeah, I got in trouble for that word sponsor too,
Or,
because sponsored means the city's paying for it. Now, hosting, it's a whole different thing.
well, hosting, whatever.
Yeah,
you
that's
wanna
what, yeah, believe me, I heard about that too. So you gotta be careful how you word that, because when you say sponsor, you're liable.
It's like,
That's it.
it's like, raffle,
Versus a drawing.
yeah.
Yeah, same thing.
But I went every way. Now, as far as I'm concerned personally, I don't know what else to do. If anybody's got any ideas, they're more than welcome to email Bruce Richardson, Evan Cope. But everything I went at was shot down, so, but, you know, I don't really know what else to say about it.
Well, Miss Isabella stepped up for the seniors. Maybe there's somebody else out there that'll do the same.
That's what we're kind of hoping, that there might be somebody in the city that's got a big piece of land that says, hey, this is where we'll have our community garden,
Right.
you know, but I don't know.
Well, in the legislative act that I read, there's a state Tennessee Community Garden Act, and according to that, and I went and I read but I'm no attorney, I'll put that disclaimer out there, that a city or the state can provide land for a community garden. Now, there's rules and guidelines and different priorities. So what I suggest from reading this is, if the city is not willing to go ahead, there's another avenue. That avenue would be getting in contact with the UT Extension here in Murfreesboro, and they can help the community find state land, if there's any state land, and I don't know. I'm not sure if there's any state land available, and possibly look at doing a community garden that way.
I can honestly say, and I have no problem in admitting it, that that's way over my head. So if anybody on this board, because I know that these folks over here's schedule is full, if anybody on this board would like to take on that responsibility and report back to this board and this, I'm all for it.
I don't mind calling and making some, because I do know some people over there, and seeing what type of information, but as far as leading the project right now, if I did, I just don't have the time to do that.
Yeah, and I think that's what's going on with this, and that's why I said in our original thing that I'll try to get that land over there, but once we get the land and we get the okay, we're done.
Right.
Yeah, so if somebody has an interest, I don't mind making the initial contacts and helping with that.
And this has been brought up to me before. Sometimes people get gung-ho about these things, and they want all this stuff, but then again, when it comes down to the actual getting your hands dirty, like they're not around. Is that saying it right, pretty much?
That's the right way to say it, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Because I know we're all busy, as you guys are. Children, work, so. Any more questions about that hot mess?
We'll keep it on the agenda for the next few meetings, and if anything happens, we'll just discuss it as we go. If somebody comes up with something,
Yeah.
and it'll leave it open for us to discuss.
Now, I do know one person on this board that's got a huge backyard with good dirt and would make a great garden. So I'm just letting you know. I won't mention her name. Okay, moving on to new business.
I know it's not me.
It was a good producing place, too.
The Easter egg hunt. Felicia?
Oh, yes,
Before she gets going, y'all please come to this event. This is going to be insane.
I am so excited. I can't even right now, okay? I don't know if that's an official term, but I just can't even, okay?
Are you doing it in the football field? Oh, go ahead, sorry.
Yes,
All of
and
them.
yes, and yes. All your questions are yes.
1, 2, 3.
Oh, 0 to 3, separating those between 4 and 5-year-olds because they are rowdy. 6 and 8 and 9 and 12. So 2 of them are going to be on my baseball fields, and then I'm splitting the football field down the middle for the younger age group. I am going to have Peter. We've named him Peter Cottontail, the rabbit. He's going to be there. I know you're so excited. So we have Peter Rabbit's going to be there. He's going to be in a photo booth, so that will allow.
And I
us to
forget
take-
who's opening up the 4 and 5-year-olds. I forget.
That's you.
That's right.
That's you. That's right. We are truly. I am overwhelmed by the support when I reached out to, have everyone come to the event, to speak at the event, to help and volunteer. I have slots full from all of my age groups to just open that up to ready, set, go, get them counted down and excited. Volunteers are ready. We do have the photo booth. We are going to be taking the pictures and posting them onto our Facebook website. That way, whoever we take the pictures of, you can go grab the family. It's a huge setup, so I'm really excited. We do have a new Easter bunny this year that I'm excited about as well. So we've retired our old Easter.
Needed to be retired.
Our old Easter bunny. He is resting comfortably in my office. New one, ready to go, excited. We have 10,000 eggs. We can join this event. Join this event with the fire department. So this is not only the extension of the event the event will stop at 10:30, and then that will kick off the Firefighter Fun Day. What that is a community. It's just a community outreach, kind of an open house type, where you'll have the new fire chief, the fire marshal, and then our Explorers programs will be out there. So if you guys know about that, where your young adults can come in and be able to learn about different equipments and procedures, and they'll have the burn trailer, the obstacle course. We will have bounce houses, cotton candy, popcorn, balloon animals, face painting.
Did you put in an order for good weather?
I did, because if it doesn't,
Wanna
I'm gonna
make sure.
fight it. I mean, I'm gonna be out there fighting it, y'all. No, I am truly excited, about this event, and I, along with Curtis Brinkley, the fire marshal, have been working quite hard to get
He's
the.
not more excited than her. Every time I talk to him, he's pumped up about it.
So, you're gonna have the 4 and 5-year-olds where at?
Football field,
And you're gonna have the 6 and 7
6 through 8, baseball.
Field 6 through 8.
baseball
Yeah.
field?
6.
Right, it's all right there located.
Yeah, I know, I just wanted to make sure, so, because I know last year there was a,
Yes, so we will
we
have.
won't talk about last year.
We'll have all the gates locked.
You know,
The
that's
0
the
to.
It's the parents.
Yeah, it was. It's the parents.
That's why we started separating them, and no parents are allowed on the field except for the 0 to 3.
Yeah.
We'll let
Right.
them go out there.
0 to
with them.
3 is allowed, but
if
4 and
anything older than
5.
that, you can't go out there.
So where's the 0 to 3 gonna be?
0 to 3 is going to be on the left-hand side of my football field, and 4 and 5 will be on the right-hand side. Yes. And I have a beautiful divider. We've got lots of decorations. I'm very excited about this.
So the older ones are gonna be on the football.
No, the younger ones will be on the football field, and the older ones will be on the 2 baseball fields separated.
I do have a concern. Are you going to make reasonable accommodations for children that have disabilities to allow
Yeah.
someone out on that field with them if they need?
As we always do.
We set eggs
I just-
aside just for that, for kids
Yes.
that aren't as mobile, or they can't get, then they come over to our tent and they get eggs there.
So we'll have a golden prize for each age group, sponsored by the Parks and Rec Department. And then also, I've worked with Cherie. She's going to have a golden egg in each. So there's 2 golden egg opportunities in each division. The police department will be donating a sponsored golden egg from them as well. So she'll be there to help me present that.
Awesome. What time should volunteers show
9 o'clock.
and where should they meet?
If they want to just
You'll see-
report
you'll see us,
down
'cause we'll be
to
there way
Pavilion
earlier
B.
than that.
Yeah, Pavilion B would be the best place for any volunteers to show up. I have a roster already of scheduled volunteers and assignments for them, so prearranging, showing up on day of, I can always find something for anyone to do. But prearranging it by reaching out to me on Facebook, email, text message, however would be the best way.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Thank you for that question.
Well, I'll be late getting there because we have ham breakfast that morning.
Okay.
What day is it?
April 13th.
13th.
It's, I believe we had I know you'll be there. You want me to set you close to one of the fields so you can get some eggs?
I would like to be able to take pictures of my grandkids who are both on the football field, but
That would be, and then
whatever else I can help with.
where I
right
have
after what you know.
the photo booth also set up, you should probably easily be able to get to it as well. It'll be on the right-hand side of the
Yeah, whatever
football.
you
And
need me to help with ahead of it.
Oh, yeah,
I'll
no,
be
you're-
glad to help.
yeah,
But the actual, and it's not an Easter egg hunt, let me just say, all y'all already know this, it's an Easter egg run.
yeah. Oh, yes. There's no.
I
hunting.
have pictures from when I worked with the city where like parents find the golden egg and they're like keeping other kids off of them. Oh,
It takes about 30 or 40 minutes to put them all down, and it takes about 30 seconds to pick
yes,
them all up.
accurate,
They're gone.
completely accurate.
Chinese fire drill.
It is,
It is.
And you all don't know this, but back in 95 and 96, I was Peter.
No.
Yeah.
Well, I know who's going to be Peter next year.
Nope.
I know the current mayor, Mayor
He did it.
Cole was
Right.
Peter
He was.
several times. I know that,
Laura Davidson.
I know
Laura
that
Davidson did it.
I know that
Yep.
Peter hasn't always been a male,
Correct.
Right.
and that was
Yep.
always really funny.
We've been Peterette.
Peterette.
So that brings me up to this statement before. And this kind of goes along with what we talked about earlier. After talking with AC and some other people here in City Hall in Laverne, this board and Senior Citizen Board, but we're going to talk about this board, has had more participation in the last 4 or 5 months than it's had in a long time. And people are excited. People are willing to come out and help, just like you were talking. And Eric, the email we got from him is insane. I almost think he might be Peter. But
If If you like a short Peter. Well, you know,
Anyway.
Peter the rabbit. Peter the rabbit. Yeah.
Anyway, it's great to see everybody involved. I love that. That way, all the workload's not put on these people over here. We're going to come out, we're going to support, we're going to not just show up here one time a month and sit here and talk about things. And I love that, especially with this. This will be my first big major event as far as Park and Rec. So I'm excited about.
Don't be late, because we start promptly at 10. That part's over with by 30 seconds after. 10, so.
I just want you all to know, me being the chairman, how much I appreciate the.
You gotta be there at 9 to help put up.
I'll be there.
Well, I want to volunteer wherever I can. I can't be there for every single event by any means because of other obligations that actually do come up. But whenever I'm available, I don't mind helping out. But I also think that if you do need more Parks and Rec help, you need to put that in the budget. Ask to get them
We already
some more
talked
help.
about
We
Please.
that horse.
Yeah.
Good.
That
Already
horse.
done that.
Over it, aren't you?
I'm working hard, man. I really am. So.
And I was going to add that I've seen, because I had the question, is the flyer out there? It is. It's on Facebook, social media, so.
Yeah, so if we got all of us and them, and we're all talking it up, putting it on Facebook, and just keep putting it. Because I know on my page, I can put something in 10 minutes, it's history. So you can keep,
We always have a big turnout, because it's not only Laverne, we have people from Antioch.
Right, Smyrna,
Smyrna.
Murfreesboro.
Then when they get through with ours,
They go to Smyrna's. Yeah.
Just like our kids will go to Smyrna and other places.
Free stuff
Yeah,
later.
it's an egg grab. It's an
Yeah.
egg dash for sure.
I seen kids that live in those apartments over there take bags back and then come back and try to take
Yes,
bags.
I have too.
it's kind of like Halloween.
I don't even know how that's possible. There's not going to be any eggs left after 30 seconds.
No, there's not. Not that I've seen.
No, you're talking about Trail of Treats.
Yeah.
Trail of Treats.
Oh, they just keep making laps on that
Yeah.
one. They just keep
Yeah.
going around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what? If we have plenty of candy, I say let them.
I don't know
I
that there's
gave,
been a lot.
I
left
gave
over.
plenty.
Yeah.
I just,
Yeah.
yeah.
I never object to that.
You're correct on it.
Yep.
And I guess last but not least, we can talk a little bit about what's going on with baseball, and practice has started.
Practices have started. They haven't gotten us schedules yet, but practices are going on. So I guess they're working out the details on that. Did you talk to Michael? Did he give a number yet, or?
Well, as far as the practices go, I know we have our two T-ball teams scheduled. We have a 6:30 tonight, so they are 10 minutes into their practice now. And then, so it's going to be Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. So the other team, the other T-ball team is scheduled, and they have the softball set up. So they have already reached out, made their contacts, and so all of this week is starting to bring in all of the baseball, all the baseball and softball players.
And they are continuing sign-ups till the 25th, so we need to really talk that up.
Yes, if y'all could share that, put it on any community sites you're on, especially if you're in our surrounding areas like the Antioch and Smyrna and things like that, where, you know, maybe if they think it's too late, just let them know it's not. You know, there's no penalties, that we just want to build our teams up, and we want to let them know we're here and we're ready
it's
to play
real
ball.
easy, just go to Felicia's page and copy and cheat and share it, and send it.
Do you have any idea on numbers yet?
I believe he said it's it's a little over 100 collectively, is what, don't quote me on that. I think that's what our talk was last week, or maybe 2 weeks ago on that. We were still talking about pushing sign up, so I don't know what their number is as of today.
But he did say that they were going to have, there's not going to be a deadline. You can continue to sign up as needed.
Right,
So,
all right.
which
We
is
want to
good.
just bring as many
So-
people as possible to it.
And we've talked to him a little bit about the fall season, something kind of exciting there I don't want to say anything about it yet, but get the numbers up.
Well, not to backtrack because hindsight's 20/20, but let's be realistic. That month we lost, killed us.
It did.
There's nothing we can do about it. Hopefully, next year, you know, we'll be there from the beginning.
Yep.
instead of showing up late, so. But, you know, you gotta start somewhere.
Yeah.
Just
And I would like to say that Michael and his team, you know, given what they're trying to do, it's a big feat, and I think that they've done a really good job.
Yeah.
They've been really trying to push it out there, trying to support as many people as possible. They're great when it comes to, you know, talking to the parents and things like that. So I've heard a lot of good feedback from them so far. So I'm excited to not only be a part of, you know, helping our city build the team, but also having my son in there too. So I am excited about that.
I just wanted to add that I have received communication because my son is signed up, but we have not received a coach yet. Or they had a coach and decided that coach decided not to move forward in the process. But I will say, I have received communication from Michael, so it's good that the league is informing the parents. But I just want to put out there that you do have some families that are not participating in practice right now. So,
Just out of curiosity, what age group is your son?
8 and under, I think that's what it.
8 and under?
Because he's 6, but it said 8 and under in
So it
the
was.
email.
Okay, so if anybody knows anyone that wants to coach or anyone out there can help us out, that would be awesome. Because I know they were looking for coaches and some teams didn't have them yet, so that's unfortunate. But we'll try to get that word out that we're still looking for volunteers to do baseball, softball coaching.
I have a question because I don't know baseball or t-ball or anything. You said we've got 2 t-ball teams. Do they just play each other every game, or how does that work?
From what I understand, he wants to do is talk to the surrounding communities and see if he can get them to come, and like just
Okay.
Smyrna, Antioch, just something really close by to get them to come to play that. If, for example, last year, if it remained just the 2 teams, then yes. Last year, under the different league, my son and I played the opposing team every single week. That's all we did.
And this may be a blessing in disguise, because if we can start reaching out to Antioch and the other one that you don't want to say their name and start getting some involvement going across county, across lines there, that could be huge in the future, especially the bigger the ball league gets. So that might be something that we look at as a positive, you know.
So we have gotten communications with them. I know he is working on that. I gave him, I think Bill was the Smyrna guy that I had talked to a while back about potentially doing that, but we were waiting on a ball league to come in, so now we got the ball league in, so hopefully that'll work out in our favor.
I mean, what kid doesn't want to play an away game? Only got to go a few minutes down the road, you know, but it's still an away game, so.
And to take it a step farther, and I'm speaking from experience, as a dad, a coach, player, what kid doesn't want to just play every week? It don't matter who he plays
Yes, sir.
against. It don't matter
Yeah.
if it's the same team, the same kids. If you feel that bad, turn their jerseys inside out. Let them turn their hats around.
Yep.
I guarantee you, as experienced coach, I can make it fun for whoever's out there.
I think Peter Rabbit just walked in.
So,
We're very excited. I've got my
Do you have a
grandson
list
signed
of
up.
our
Very
previous
excited.
coaches?
It doesn't work that way. Usually when a new league comes in, they bring, parents basically are coaches too.
Right.
They have to take do the background checks and all that stuff, but as kids move on, parents move on. So previous coaches usually don't stay and coach once their kid's gone. So, I mean, there are exceptions, but it's not very many.
Yeah,
once their
there are
kids
some
graduate,
coaches
move
that
on.
have been up there,
There are some, yeah.
it's been up there for a long
They
time.
usually have something to do with the league as well, so.
let's just try to stay positive about the league and talk it up, and we knew going into this that it was going to be a starting point, a slow process.
Yep.
And then when we had to go before the Board of Mayor and Aldermen and back that up a month, that absolutely destroyed us.
Well, I still think we're going in the right direction.
We're going in the right direction, we're
Going
just
in the
not
right
gonna get
direction.
there. All right, any more questions?
Yeah, board comments.
Well, I know that. I ain't got there. I was talking about this subject.
Just help me out.
All right, so we're down to, our next meeting will be the 15th, April. And we're down to board members' comments. Mr. Eric?
Just great work. As I hear more about the Easter egg, I'm very excited also. So definitely, just hats off to the hard work that's being done over there, and definitely looking forward to the upcoming events.
Ms. Skinner?
Well, I think that, come a long way, but we've still got a long way to go on a lot of things. But, the ball games, I haven't done that in years since I coached girls t-ball, you know, but I mean, I would like to get back into at times.
Write that down.
But, you know,
Well, you consider yourself back in then.
We got it on camera.
That's right, you said it.
Michael's probably gonna watch this and go, he's
Yeah.
calling Mary Jane.
Ms. Deborah?
I just wanted to say that as far as leading into the multicultural event, another suggestion I was just thinking about is possibly maybe inviting some people to come and talk to us as a board and bring some of these. I was just happening to think about the person I suggested earlier and getting some other people because I always feel that it's not just the board, but it's people in the community that are going to bring ideas together and maybe help move this idea forward. So maybe that's something to think about, and think about some different people to maybe invite and get us thinking about different ideas of how we can move this forward.
I'm glad you brought that up. I was really disappointed you brought that before us. Ms. Kathy?
Just a couple of quick questions. I hope they're quick. Were you able to get out a hold the date card for Old Timers Day for vendors?
I'm sorry, one more time?
A hold the date postcard or something? Have you all been able to get those out for potential vendors for old timers?
We have not a hold a date, but we are doing a full event postcard to pass out during the Easter egg hunt.
Okay, good.
We do have the illustration, so we have a little picture for each one. So it's going to be an event postcard style with all of our events on it, including old timers.
And then the other question I have is for Steve, and I kind of talked with him about it briefly right before we started. I would be interested in asking the Board of Mayor and Aldermen, maybe with this advisory committee looking at it first, to maybe explore in more detail what our role is as an advisory committee. You have other committees whose duties are very well outlined, Planning Commission, Board of Zoning Appeals, others. As an advisory committee, I would be more interested, I'm very interested in us just taking a look at what is the exact role that we play here besides just being more involved in events. To what degree is our involvement, to what degree do city officials besides you, in addition to you, listen to us, lay out the expectations. What is the mission, goals, objectives? What are they? And could we maybe think about working on that a little bit?
I can give you the answer in what was told to me in the beginning because I didn't understand it either.
Okay.
One of the first small goals was just like I talked about earlier about bringing our board members out to events to let people know that we don't just come up here once a month and sit here and give ideas. Me and AC and Felicia, we talk about everything and every ideal. I make mental notes. Felicia writes it down. She's good about it. And I think this particular park and rec board, I think we need to stick to our lane with that, park and recs, and we need to make sure that we take care of the parks up here with whether it be ball leagues or football, baseball, whether it be Easter egg hunts, things in the park, watching movies. We need to stay in that lane and make sure that those keep going. I know next month I've got a couple of guests that are coming that have been long-time participants of Old Timers Festival. They'll be here to speak to us, give us some ideas. But I like the idea of having a complete board here because every ideal may coincide with the other one, and then we can work something out to move our park and rec, because I treat my seniors differently than I do this, because they got ideas for down there. I think that we've got 7 people up here who pretty savvy, plus with the help of those. As far as Board of Mayor and Aldermen, I think when we come up with certain ideas and certain things that AC comes and presents it, and then I try to push that part of it forward and make it happen. Of course, there's 5 of us, so there again, everything's got to be voted on. That's just one thing I learned about politics since November is common sense don't work in government. You know, it just won't work. You got to vote on it. So, but I like this board. I'm glad that everybody's participating. Everybody's going to be. When was the last time that all this board was at an event? Any event?
None.
Just any event. And that's why we've been sending out emails, trying to keep everybody posted on what's going on, trying to get everybody out. I think it's important for the community, because I don't think that you can show up here once a month and talk about anything and then not go out there and experience it. I'm not saying you got to go to every one. You can't do it. Everybody can't.
But imagine how good the meeting after this Easter egg thing is going to be. We're going to have a lot to talk about.
We have a lot to talk
about. It's going to be a big deal.
I hope that answers some of your questions, Kathy. I'm not very savvy about that kind of stuff and don't pretend to be, but
Kathy, I'll look for some documentation on that, and we'll try to send it out with the minutes.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think anyone would have the intention of not staying in our lane, but I just think that our mission and goals could be a little bit more well-defined. That's all.
from when I first got here, from what I read, our number 1 goal was getting everybody here.
And then number 2 is to make it fun again.
Make it fun again. That's right. Mr. Bob?
Well, I think everybody knows I've been here a long. I've been here about 15 years. This board here seems to be more doing for the community than other boards that I've been on. We talk about doing things, but nothing gets accomplished. And hopefully this year here, we can accomplish a few things. And we did in the past. I mean, we got the sidewalks put in. We got the parks up there and the park back there. And we've done some things, but not all things. And most of you know I'm here for a senior community center. I understand that these seniors want to do their own. Mine was planned all up here with a big swimming pool in between so that they can go in with the wheelchairs or whatever. And the community be on one side, seniors be on the other side, okay? But I don't think that's ever going to happen unless I hit the lottery for several $1 million, and I'll put up $1 million to get it started. So, you know, other than that, I hope that we do come out, all of us, sometimes at least see us up at the park. I'm up there pretty often. I don't see nobody else. So I'd like to see some up there, and I'll probably see him because he's got a child plan, and you're going to have a child plan. So, and you, aren't you going to have one? Hopefully.
Just say yes.
Yeah.
See, all mine are still a little young.
No, Mr. Bob, I had been coaching previously.
Coach, okay.
Yeah, because they had previous problems of finding enough coaches. So I do encourage people to try. I mean, I just would volunteer, but
What is it the Shriners say, that no man has ever stood so tall until he stoops
Yeah.
to help a child? So
it's hard too.
it's hard.
It's hard. It's a lot of work.
I did it 25 years. You just have to.
I don't have 25 years of it, but it is
And
definitely
also, I
hard.
would like to,
A lot of work.
as always, thank the Parks and Recreation Board that you all do such a wonderful job.
Well, thank you,
And
Bob.
pass it on to all your workers.
Yep.
I see them out there every day. They're doing something, cleaning up,
They're always doing something.
cutting grass and all that, and the city does look pretty. And I always blow my horn, wave at them,
Yeah.
so,
It's a big job for the small staff, but
yeah,
get a lot of stuff done. These two right here, I can't say enough about them. They've just made the whole department different, so I really appreciate them.
And AC, you did a great job. You've been a winner for this Parks and Rec.
We're getting it there. We got some good stuff coming.
I've seen several
Yeah.
come through,
Yeah.
and
I
there's
know.
one way before you.
Yeah,
She was pretty tough.
yeah,
She done a good job.
yeah.
But you're a runner-up.
All right. I'll take it.
Mr. Bob kind of stole my thunder. I was going to thank AC and Felicia and Kathy, because there's some things that they're doing that you guys don't know, things that I didn't know, but whether y'all know it or not, they don't only just take care of Parks and Rec, they take care of senior citizens. And
All the events.
and all the events. So they've been sending their guys down, and we've been getting a lot of stuff done at seniors. Again, man, can't say enough about you guys.
Right.
April 13th, 9 a.m., we'll show up. Felicia will put us in our place. Is that correct?
Yes,
Correct.
sir. Yes,
And
sir.
I
Thank
don't
you
mean
so
that negative. You'll
No,
put us
not at all.
where we need to go. So that's about it. I think everything's been covered. If nobody has any questions or comments, I'll call this meeting adjourned.